Hello, hello, hello. This is Dimensions of the Supernatural. I am Maureen Grudzinski, and I'm here with my fantastic co-host, Anthony Simonelli, otherwise known as...
Hey, Mr. Fuhgeddaboudit, how you doing tonight? Hey.
So, we are here with some interesting folks. This is probably going to be the most fantastic show you're going to get. We are here tonight with David Taylor and Kristi Grissom VamPara from Our Haunted Lives from ParaFlixx. They are hilarious. They are paranormal. They are probably two of the most fun people to talk to. And we've already got it started in the green room, and we can't wait any longer. So here they are.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, here we go, Kristi. I can't do it. I can't do what you're doing, Kristi. But hello.
That's
You
gonna bring
can
up our
do it.
ratings.
Let's get it going.
Yeah, for real.
Party
For
started.
Let's
Jenny.
go. Oh my God,
Thank you
Kristi.
so much for having us on. Thank you.
Thank
We
you
are
for
so
being
happy to be
here.
here.
But Kristi, you look fucking incredible. Oh my God.
Doesn't
No, this was just like a 10-minute makeup job.
Oh, okay, whatever. You know what? When she says like a 10-minute makeup job, she's fibbing. Okay, because Kristi, we travel around the country, and your makeup jobs are not 10 minutes.
No, they're not.
They're in 10-minute increments.
That's right, Anthony. It's in increments.
You know,
But
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes is like dog years to women for makeup.
Oh my God.
Exactly, Maureen.
You
were exactly right.
Maureen, she will come out of the room and I will go back to get her. And like when it's time to like kind of perform or like do an interview or something like that of when we're on the road, and I'll go back and she'll be out of the room. And seriously, like Kristi, I understand like your 10-minute like makeup things, because she'll come out of the room and be like, whoop, and you're like, and here's Kristi VamPara, and put her fangs in, and I'm like, dude, you were like asleep like 10 minutes ago. And she's like, no, I wasn't. but I love her so much. It's so incredible. So,
well, isn't that kind of like when people say, how would you like to enter a room? Like Dracula, I'd like to explode into a million bats.
Yes.
But she comes out of the room like that. Like,
I love that. I love being a vampire.
Chat background music as you come out of the room.
Oh, you have no idea what the background music is. It's probably 30 Seconds from Mars that's still playing on the phone somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a big 30 Seconds to Mars fan. So you know,
so it's one of those
them.
Jared Leto things, and just coming out.
I love him.
And Kristi is like here, and I'm like,
Can you believe that Jared Leto just scaled the Empire State's Building?
Yeah,
He
it's kind of
did?
cool.
He did.
Yeah.
How did I miss this?
He crawled up on the outside, not elevator on the inside.
Yeah.
On the outside, he scaled the Empire State's Building the other day.
I sent Kristi
How come I didn't hear about this? I'm right here.
Dude, no. I sent Kristi a TikTok because
it was on the news.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was on we're talking every station you could imagine on the news. It was on it.
They were announcing their world tour for 2024, and I sent her. I was like, did you see Jared Leto just climb the Empire State Building? And then I got a text back from her like, I know. He's amazing.
I have him tattooed all over my body, so I'm a big Jared Leto fan.
Really cool.
him scaling the Empire State Building, I mean, it's okay. How many people have ever done that?
Well, they had to get special permission, right?
Yeah.
But still, it's like when you're looking at him and he's like, "This is really cool," and I would be like, "No, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever
he's 51.
Yeah.
He's the same age. He's 20. I'm 20 days older than him. I'm born December 6th,
Okay.
and he's born December 26th. We were both born in 71.
Mhm.
So we're both 51, and I can't even imagine myself climbing on
Dude, it's just cool as shit, dude. It's cool as shit. Like,
yes,
man.
I have a hard time climbing upstairs.
I'm gonna get a bed someday.
exactly.
Climbing out of bed. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's man.
I can't climb a jungle gym, let
You guys
alone
climb
Empire
inside the
State
buildings. Come
Building.
on. What is he, King Kong?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's my
Well,
King Kong.
But remember him from My So-Called Life?
Oh yes, I watch it
no, when
over
he was
and
so
over.
young, he was so young. He was so young.
Yeah. And then, like,
Oh,
look how much he's changed since
She
then.
had such a crush on him, and
I
what
know.
was his name in that show? I can't believe that
I
I'm
forget his name also.
missing
I
it.
forget his name also. But
I'll think of it here in a minute.
I
but
don't remember.
My
I'll think of it when we're done.
Yeah, it was. It only did one season, and I think there was another show that was kind of tailing with it that it won over. But he only did that one season. But I watch it over and over because
I
I
love that
absolutely
show.
love it. I love it.
so Anthony, I do need to ask you one thing, and I know Janine is in here, Colucci, and she loves your voice, but I do wonder what she thinks about my voice also.
Yeah, she's
Because
on right now.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, what do you think about his voice? Is it better than mine?
Nothing's better than you, Anthony.
Hey,
Yeah, like, geez,
Well,
that's-
here's
I'm
the
gonna
thing,
see
though.
you don't mean it like that.
on
But
Saturday we got a thing going on in Rich Theater. We're doing Maureen's going to be there too.
okay.
It's going to
so
be the
excited.
Paris Summit.
Oh, she says, "Oh, don't make me decide."
It's
Oh,
a very different thing. One has the accent, and one has like the
baritone.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. The AMSR and stuff like that.
It's the
We
September.
Are those my boots right by your bed?
Woo!
Did I leave crackers in your bed? so things like that. So
I'm not that romantic. I would be like, hey, those your shoes there or what?
Who's coming to get the W?
Anthony, do forget about it for me. Do forget about it.
Forget about it. Hey. Forget about it.
Whatever. Forget about it. Doesn't matter. Hey, whatever.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, Anthony. This is like a Philly boy, like saying things like that. So I'm sorry. I know he's from New York and things like that. But it's great. I love to hear that. So it's incredible. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Hey.
I can't do it. I just can't do it. It just never rolls off my tongue in the way like somebody from like the Five Barrows would say it, you know.
See, everybody says forget about it.
Yes.
It's
Forget about it.
yeah. It's FUH.
Fuh.
Yeah. It's not TT in there. It's no T's in there. It's duh. So it's GEDD AOUDIT. It's the only T's.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
So
Forget about it. Forget
you're driving
about
to
it.
Brooklyn. It says "Welcome to Brooklyn." Forget about it. They have a big sign on the side of the highway.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could survive up there. I know I can survive in Philly, but
all I can say is bless your little heart, sweetheart. Would you like
there you go.
something?
There goes Kristi.
Wait, now is that in the good way or the bad way?
Well,
Bless
whenever-
your little heart.
Yeah, whenever you hear that, you have to understand how the connotation is coming at you. So when Kristi goes, "Bless your little heart," right? It could be like, "Oh, well, thank you and have a great day," or it could be,
Well,
and Kristi, do it again. Do it again. Do it again in a bad way, Kristi.
Oh, bless your little heart.
Yeah, then you're fucked. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful, Kristi. That was so beautiful.
I'm starting to sweat a little.
This variation in the southern heat is making me sweat. Christy, do you think I could get some Swiss tea? Maybe some sweet tea?
I'm parched.
I'm parched too, my dear. So maybe we could in our North Carolina senses and stuff like that, maybe we could make some tea and just really I'm
How about
parched.
you suck on some lemons, bitch?
We don't have any lemons down here. They're not allowed down here. So we're still like this. So yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny of when you tell people like you're in the South and they're like, where are you? In like North Carolina. And I go, well, it's just kind of like Southern Virginia. So
It's just southern. It's just southern.
yeah, it's Southern. So it's really fun. And when I moved out here from like Portland, it was just really like, my friend was he was watching like Eastbound and Down at the time of like with like Will Ferrell and Danny McBride, and Will Ferrell just had like the suit he had was like kind of like the Colonel Sanders, and he had this voice.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah. And he's talking like this, and he's like, my son, we have to do this, and my friend Shiloh was just like, are you going to start talking like that? I go, well, when you call me, absolutely.
Everybody says I got an accent. I'm from New York. Yeah. We don't have accents. Everywhere else does.
Yeah. I'm just
the whole country has accents. No, we don't have accents. We're from New
Shiloh,
York.
What are you doing with your son? Is he skating yet? Because he should be skating. Of how like the predominant like Southern men would really kind of talk like that. And I know it's a parody, and please, anybody in the South, it's just a parody. Okay, I'm just having fun. I know you don't.
Don't worry about
it. Right now, go. What'd you say?
Oh yeah. Oh, of course, Anthony. Yeah.
What, Anthony? That's hilarious, Anthony. That's hilarious because I take care of my 86-year-old father, and we have caregivers that come into the house from this nursing facility that just come and check on him and make sure everything's good. Mm-hmm. One came in the house today, and I opened the door. I said, "Come on in." And I've got a 6-gauge shotgun right at the front of my door. When it opened up, the gun fell over, and I swear that girl probably had to go change her underoos because she screamed so loud, and I'm like, "Oh, come on in, honey. It's fine."
Kristi, somebody is asking you to get a better look at your ink, and then she was asking, "Am I seeing the crescent moon?" And I would assume it's on your breasts. Yeah.
Yes, the crescent moon. Yes, definitely with a black cat.
Okay.
Yes, and. It's a triquetra right here. It's Celtic and witchy Celtic, and then I've got Slavic on my shoulders.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You keep on doing that, you're going to really bring up our ratings.
Yes. Take it all off now.
Yeah, it's like,
I've got more over here.
I got flames. That's all I have. So.
Oh, you got flames, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see. Yeah, Betty Boop.
Oh,
okay, there you go. There you go.
Nice. I love Betty Boop.
Betty Boop.
Nice.
She's has always been.
I got a couple others.
What do you got, Maureen? Come on, show me.
Here's a good one.
I have.
Oh, nice. Oh, there you go.
Solomon.
Oh, yes.
That's Italian, isn't it, Anthony? Is that Italian?
I love my family in Italian.
Yeah.
La mia familia.
Yeah. Nice.
Familia.
See, now you sound like you're from New York.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I have everything else is down my back.
I hope Lady V was a girl. So
yes.
Lady V, Isabel.
It doesn't matter. I
I
don't
know,
care.
but still, Christy, come on.
I don't care. You want to see what I got? Come on.
Oh my God!
What
Forget
about
about it.
it?
Forget about it.
About
There you go.
hey,
Lady
what
V is
There
one
we
of
go.
our
what you gotta
usual.
do? Hey. Yeah,
Is one of our usual watchers. We love
I
her.
know. I'm just making
Thank you,
fun.
Lady B. Thank you, Lady B.
I'm just making
Yeah.
fun. I'm just making fun. Okay, so it's not.
She said
If you
she
are,
said
if you
it doesn't
aren't, it
matter.
does
You
not
own
matter.
the Kristi or something.
Absolutely, it does not matter.
What did she say, Maureen?
She said it shouldn't matter. You own the Kristi or something. Snatchables.
No, I do not. I do not.
No.
No. We are a work husband and wife, and that's it. So
Work
Look how
husband and wife.
quickly he gave you away.
really, it's all up to you. So
Normally, it's David when we go out and we have a night on the town or something, and we have a couple of drinks. Usually, I'm the one that ends up getting a little mouthy, and David having to say, "Kristi, come back, come back."
come back, Christy. Come back. I do what I want. Yeah.
Maureen, you and I would probably be like, let's go paint the town red.
Oh, absolutely, honey.
It's one of those things of Christy is so fun and when we go out, and I think like the last like kind of like really fun we had on the town was out in Wilmington of when we investigated the battleship, and it was celebrating our 2-year anniversary, and we just got like to this number of members, and we're eating oysters and we're walking around, and we met somebody, and we went to this like military bar, and he was like cool, and he's like, you got to go here, you got to go there. I go, I can't get in, I don't have clearance, like I can't get there. Like it'd be really cool to go there, because there's
because I'm a veteran.
Yes, but there's a lot of history there, and so like we ate at this bar earlier. It was called New Orleans, and it's like kind of on Front Street, in Wilmington,
North Carolina,
and so we went back because it was live music, and Kristen and I both love live music. It's incredible, right?
Same.
And so Chrissy is just like, I love this guy. And, she's like, I'm going to go out with him. And I go, are you sure? And she looks at me like this. I can do what I want, David.
I already see where this is going.
See ya. Have fun, and
I did. I had fun.
Yeah. It's just one of those things of when we go to these places and experience things, and Kristi, you can join in on this, we enjoy the place where we're at,
and you should.
It's so fun. It's so fun. It's so fun because
traveling is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love.
It kind of sucks a little bit, but it's still fun.
I love that part of our job, traveling around and seeing different places, meeting new people. Mm-hmm. The running, from one terminal to the next is not so great. And trying to put on my eyelashes when I can't fucking see anymore.
Kristi will be like this. I'm getting glue in my fucking eye.
I can't see anymore. I've lost my eyesight. So trying to put my eyelashes on.
And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I do
Here's
not
what
know
you
how to do.
So I can't see close up without reading glasses, but I have my contacts in so I could see far away, which I don't know why I did this. Put reading glasses on one side and put one on.
But didn't you have a pair of those glasses, Kristi?
I do have a pair of glasses that has one lens on it, and it can slide from one side to the other.
There you go. There you go.
Monocles are cool.
Yeah, it's so. I gotta find them again. Because
Yeah,
I was crying tonight. I couldn't get my eyelashes.
Maureen, if you and Anthony, if you ever saw her in these glasses, you would just fucking laugh the whole day. Because it is so funny. And she's like, David, I'm going in here and I'm doing this, and it's just the one lens this way. It's that way.
Actually really smart.
And I will just sit back. I'll sit back like this, like, and I'll pull the seat up into the to where the bathroom is, and I'll just watch. And she goes, "What are you doing, David?" I go, "Nothing." Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And she'll be like, David, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing, Kristi. I just want to see how you're going to put on your eyelashes.
Judging her silently.
No, that'd be perfect for me because I'm blind in one eye.
Okay.
So all I need is the one right here. That's all I need.
The two of you together would be horrible.
Every time I buy glasses, I tell him, why do I have to get
Anthony? It's so funny. It's so funny because she'll.
Monocle, Anthony.
I do. I keep on telling him, when I buy glasses, why do you got to put prescription in both eyes? I need one freaking eye. I don't need the both eyes. What I got to pay extra for? I should just pay half for the glasses.
Sure. No, it's
like people with one leg when they go to the shoe store.
I know.
Pairs.
You know,
I just need one fucking shoe.
All she needs is one eyelash.
Leg here? What the hell? My peg leg?
Dude, it's so funny. It's so funny, Anthony and Maureen. It's so funny because it'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna put in my earplugs, okay, and I'm gonna do this, and Kristi is gonna blast her music, which she does, which she can do, right? And so she's just like, yeah, let's get this, rah, 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 rah. You know, and I'll hear something like bang against like the door or whatever.
A lullaby on his earbuds. La 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 la.
Yeah.
La, la.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I'm an old hippie. I'm an old hippie. So Kristi's like, rah, and I just have my earbuds. Then I put on my mask, like that goes like this, that has my things. Then I put on my other mask that covers everything like that. You know, because I did turn on.
He doesn't want puffy skin.
No, absolutely not. Look at this baby face. Oh, come on.
So it's like you're taking your daughter on a trip with you. Your teenage
daughter. You have no idea, like Maureen. You have no idea. Like I have a cocktail of when I go to sleep of like NyQuil and some gummies and stuff like that. And I did introduce Kristi to like ridiculousness of just something like bizarre to watch like on TV that we can both agree on, and we're laughing at it. And Kristi she is like, I'm watching this all night, and I'm like, I can't. So I have this, I have these,
he
I have
puts his
this. Boom.
Mask on.
Done.
See, he'll never know when you even come back in, so you could go out and party all you want.
It is totally that way, Maureen. It's totally that way. Like if she left, like I have my earplugs, then I have my earphones, then I have the mask, right? So I would not know. Like if somebody came in, I'd be like, oh, great. This sucks.
No,
Goodbye.
he would know, because I would end up jumping on his bed going, David, guess what happened? Guess what happened, David? I'd be jumping up and down on his bed.
It's so funny. It's so funny when she does that. It's so fun of when Kristi does that, and it's just like, Kristi, do not call anybody. I'm going to go have a cigarette because you just woke me up. And then I'll come back upstairs and Chris
no
is like,
drunk dialing.
Hello.
So it is like having a teenage daughter with you.
Well, it's kind of like the same way. It's kind of the same way of the one teenage daughter just wants to go to sleep and the other teenage daughter is really having fun. But we both have fun. We both have fun. I'm not saying one thing about Kristi or anything like that, because we'll.
What kind of music do you play to keep everybody up?
No,
What
I don't keep everybody up. I do have
No.
restraint.
Just David.
Well, no, because David takes his little gummies and he goes
Yeah.
night night.
Yeah. Yeah. I go nighty night and that's it. So, Kristi, I will
But
see
we
you
both
tomorrow
get
night.
up in the morning when we have to do our job.
Absolutely.
So that's all
Absolutely.
that matters.
Yeah, yeah, and it's really fun of when Kristi's around and of just like everything that we get to do, because we really get to really experience a lot of things together of like when we went to the Warrens con, and Kristi was like, I swear to God, she was like this. She's like this on her phone, right? And I'm coming to like 7th Street and we're going to take a left, and 2 blocks away is going to be Times Square, Anthony. And I'm on the stuff, and Kristi's like, "Are we like in New York City?" And I'm like, "Yep." and and and
I had no clue.
I'm in an F-150 driving through fucking I'm sorry,
New York
through
City.
Times Square,
Oh, I
right?
hate that
And
traffic.
going to park. So
And
Kristi-
I'm rolling the window down, yelling at people out the window.
God. I
That's
Anthony,
why I just annoy you anyway. That's what
I
New York
took
will
the
do.
left,
Well,
Anthony.
the fire department, the police department didn't ignore me.
Yeah, well, come on, seriously, Kristi, like seriously, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. I
but
was bad.
we're driving down 7th Street to where it can park, of where it can have like oversized parking for my truck, and Kristi kind of looks over to her left of kind of like this, and she goes, "Is that Times Square?" And I go, "Yeah," and she goes, "What the fuck?" And we parked and just kind of like walked back and really kind of experienced like as much as you can of New York City for
I
like 4
got a
hours.
picture with a police officer.
Yeah.
He was very nice. He stood still and took a picture with
Like
me.
this?
Yes, exactly, Maureen. He stood still and took a picture with me, and I got to go into the what are they called? The subway station.
Yeah, we went for one stop on the subway, and we had to
I'd
walk
never
up
been
9
on it
stairs.
before.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I'd never been in New York before. It was just
I took her. We went to the top of like 30 Rock because we only had like 4 hours, so there was only like a certain amount of what we could do. So we went to like Jay's and stuff like that. But like when I was talking to Kristi of when we were going up there and going past New York, and I was telling her to like kind of look to the right because we didn't go over the Washington or the Verrazano Bridge. We went over like the Hudson River towards the left to get up to like New Hampshire and Connecticut, and I was just like kind of looking at her like you haven't been to New York City, and she's like, nope. And I go, oh, this is going to be fun.
And Anthony, you know what I did, Anthony? I told David, I said, I'm going to play a little game. We're going to walk, and I'm going to see how many people will smile at me, because I'm an eye contact person. I make eye contact and smile.
Sure.
And we had a mile to walk back from where we were to the parking garage where the truck was. So I said, let's see how many people reciprocate the smile or the glance.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, for the first 3/4 of the mile, not one fucking person looked at me, smiled at me, or nothing. And the last quarter, I got a wink. I actually got a wink, and I got a couple of smiles and 2 smiles, a wink and 2 smiles.
Yeah,
but that was it. Within 1 mile was
and Anthony, that's out of like 4,000 people.
The wink and the smile are the perverts. Okay, that's what you're looking at. Some guy doesn't. Yeah, they're the perverts. Those are the ones you got to watch out for.
Oh my God,
The other
that's
ones
so
walk
great.
around you 'cause they want nothing to do with anything.
I think I scared them because I was going out of my way to try to smile at people and make
Probably.
everybody
Well,
happy.
when
You know, you're lucky. A woman going down smiling at people in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might offer you some
Or
money
even
for
just
something.
making eye contact.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, Maureen,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you know,
Doesn't
I felt
matter.
okay.
Eye contact. It's just,
David is 6'4". You know, he's
6'7",
6'7". He's right next to me, so I felt safe doing it. But
yeah,
it was just I wanted because nobody was smiling.
The thing
Nobody
was,
was
I'm just telling you. Know what you guys look like?
yeah. Please tell
6'7" guy next to you.
Yeah.
And you're smiling and winking at him.
You just
Look like a little guy that's going to collect the money afterwards. That's what goes on.
Oh my God, Anthony, that's so funny.
Or
You
they both escaped from the asylum. Are you coming from Bellevue?
Well, the funny thing was so Kristi had her boots on, and she's like, I can't wear these anymore. So
they had like a 3-inch heel on them.
yeah, and so she bought some sneakers and stuff like that. And the lady in like the Puma store was so incredible because Kristi has her incredible, like just these incredible outfits, and she totally looks like New York. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go out and she's got this letter thing and this, that, and stuff like that. And the person was saying like, well, yeah, she has style. And she goes, and I'm looking at you and going like that. And I go, what the fuck, motherfucker? I've got fucking Ralph Lauren from fucking show. Like, this is a fucking $4,000 outfit. Fuck you.
That's right. She did that. She said that. She's
I know.
style. What happened to you?
Oh I was dressed down in like 1 second and going like, well, I guess I'm just going to buy Champion from now on.
She recognized, she said, are you from Texas? She asked me if I was from Texas. And she got it spot on.
Well, everything's blingier and bigger in Texas. So
that's right.
Kristi, like just really, really like kind of shined in New York City, and she was New York City, and it's the same thing I say. It's the same thing I say about her of like when she goes to like LA and people are like, whoa, what's going on? Because she just has everything going on, and this and that and the other thing, la 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 la.
You just gotta embrace where you are. That's all you gotta do. Embrace
there you go.
And own it.
It's just me. It's just me, and I'm just like a dork. So.
So you guys have known each other since 2020?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did you meet?
Whoa, Kristi, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Go ahead, David. Go ahead.
We met each other over Facebook.
Yes.
Oh.
And it was during the pandemic. And
I was working at the time. I was working with Ghost Hunt Weekends and the Wraith Chasers from the Travel Channel.
Yes,
I was working with them at the time, and we just and I just totally took it away from you. I told you to take it, David. And
I know. It's okay. That's okay. It's okay. You're fine. Keep going. Keep going. I love listening to your voice. Keep going.
Well, we just he had a group. It was himself and one other guy, and we realized that we were close proximity. And he was like, "Would you like to come and investigate with us?" I was like, "Sure, let's do this."
So we didn't have the talk show. We didn't have the
we didn't have the talk show.
We were investigating, so we were putting stuff on YouTube of like investigations. But go ahead, Kristi.
Yeah, and they he said, "Meet us at this location. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours from my house." We meet at a grocery store.
Yeah.
I get out and I get into this big, like, dually looking truck.
I have a big F-150, right?
With two dudes.
Come on, girl, let's go.
And I just jump in the truck with them, and this let's go to a location where we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
And let's go investigate. And we ended up at a location that was not the location that we had intended to,
Yes.
but we
Absolutely.
thought it was. But unfortunately, it was not what we thought it was. And we investigated. We had a great investigation until the owner of the location showed up.
But Kristi, tell them what I was doing it for. Like father's coming home. Father's
David
home.
was like,
I'm walking back and forth.
coming home. And I'm like going, something's not right. Something's not right. And all of a sudden this guy shows up. He's wanting to know what the hell we're doing in his abandoned house. And it was the craziest first meeting ever.
It was so incredible.
Crazy.
It was so incredible, but the energy that I got from Kristi for that first investigation was absolutely amazing, and that's why when I tell her or when I go investigate with her, I look down because she is so powerful. She's so powerful.
What?
He's also 6'7". That's why he's looking down.
Right, exactly. Because I'm 5'1".
Anthony, I'm looking for quarters, dude. I'm looking. I'm not looking down like this. I'm looking for quarters. And
when I met you, you stood up. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm only 5'8".
And the thing that just really happened between us is, and Kristi, you can really kind of take this over again of really kind of how like OHL like really kind of came to fruition of yes, we were kind of like doing some things, and it was the pandemic, and I was doing some stuff on YouTube, and then the person I was working with like said I'm sick one night, and Kristi came on and invited a couple of her friends on, and I was like, fuck, this is awesome. Well,
I mean, it was a little it was great at the beginning. It was a little rocky because I didn't really mesh very well with his other partner. Which I never said anything to David about it. I never told him, my thoughts.
Not once. And if anybody says anything about that, then they can talk to me. So not once.
Yeah, I never said anything because that was his partner and I didn't want to come in between that. But there was something that my intuition was like, there's something about this guy that I don't want to work with. Mm-hmm. So I kind of steered clear a little bit. We did do another investigation. And after that, the second investigation, the guy did some things that I knew that he was just completely bogus.
It was not good. It was not good.
He was just full of shit. Yeah. And I didn't want to say anything. So I just kind of stayed clear. And then eventually, I think I wanted David to see it for himself. Mm-hmm. And instead of me saying something. And eventually he did. And when he came to me and we talked about it, it was like, yes, I agree with what you're saying. I'm glad you see that because, I knew David was a good person and the other guy was a good person too. It was just not something that I wanted to work with.
He was looking for other things. He was looking for money. He was looking for these things other than, what you can do in paranormal.
The shock value.
And one of the things of because Kristi does know a lot of people in the field and she's very humble about this. But one of the first things that I ever told her is I will never use our friendship for the gains of that because I have to gain their respect first, and then you can introduce me to them if you want to, and that's the big thing of where when people know people, it's if you want to do this for them because that can be a really big thing because
Because it's not only my name.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
it is my name that I'm.
Oh, it's your name. It's your name totally. It's your name
Yeah,
totally. And that's what we talked about. Like what we always talked about. And just just
And
really,
then from there it blossomed.
yeah. And here we are. And Lady V Element says, "You two have great chemistry. Why aren't y'all a thing?" I go, "Well, because I've been married for 27 years." So.
Yeah, that could be a damper on things too, you know.
Right.
That could be a damper on.
I understand what you're saying, but she's my work wife, so
We are like we're like best friends.
It's
and you can tell,
really,
absolutely.
yeah, it's really weird, but with the beginning of Ochel, it was so weird, Kristi, of when we kind of look back of how we kind of really started, and of those early shows, and of how meeting Natalie and getting on ParaFlixx and doing that, and how horrible those shows were. Like seriously, like
our first shows were horrible.
They were so bad. They were so bad.
I was so nervous, and I just,
oh my God.
I had the camera angles wrong.
And I had like white sheets that were reflecting light, not absorbing light. And this, and not having the lava lamp or these things behind me or anything like that, and not knowing about the background, and then finally realizing, like, okay, we kind of have to, yeah, we kind of have to start doing some of this stuff.
It's a huge learning process.
It is.
It is.
We just hit a year. We just hit a year. What we've been doing.
Yeah.
And this is my
congratulations. Good job.
And us, and so it is a learning process. It is a learning process. I mean, I got people still making fun of me about things I've done back then, freezing up and faces, and
exactly.
This is what I get from my friends and everybody that I knows. I go on investigations. They go like this to me. What happened was, one of them, when I first started, it was on a cell phone. I was doing everything on the cell phone before I got my computer built and everything. So I was on my cell phone, and all of a sudden the screen of the cell phone goes out. So I think everything's out, but everybody can still see me. Okay,
but he also had the green.
You're still talking.
What's going on?
You're still talking.
I'm like, I can't see, and I'm going like this. I don't know. I don't know where I am.
And his green screen was kind of like, he looked like he was going like this, and the black around him was making half his head disappear. And he's like, I don't know where I'm at.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
So everybody that I'm friends with, they're calling me up, saying I'm having a stroke on the air.
They're texting me.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
well, that's kind of weird.
And then I got the screen back and
I've
continued
seen
the show.
that. I've seen that happen where people they have that screen behind them, and then their head starts moving,
Like
and then it looks like they're cut in half. Yeah. I've seen that.
Everybody thought I was having a stroke because I kept on saying, I don't know where I am. I was like,
And it was
then I hear
also-
Maureen said, do you know where you are? I said, no, I don't know where I am. And then I'm hitting things, the main buttons, and my screen came back on, and everybody's like, and they're calling me up, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine.
I'm fine, brother. I'm
I
fine.
just don't know where the fuck I am.
So that's the ongoing joke.
He
I'm
was
sorry.
People go like, oh,
I'm
I don't
laughing.
know where I am. They go like this.
Yeah.
He sounded very slow and glitchy also. So
Oh,
I'm getting
no.
messages from Ron and Lourdes and
Sure,
Chris and
sure.
Andra, and they're like, is
Which
he
we
okay?
both love. We love Ron and Lourdes. And Ron, if you're listening right now, I'm your disciple. Teach me
Love you
how to do
guys.
what you want to, and I will not do it anywhere else unless you say
Love
it's
you
okay.
guys.
So
Hi,
you
guys.
fucking
They're
better
great.
do it, Ron.
I'm going to be spending the whole weekend with them, pretty much. We got a
I
couple
love
of
those
things.
guys. Love
watching.
them.
Yeah.
We love you guys. But yeah,
They're
so they're
incredible.
sending all these messages and they're like, is he okay? Oh, there's Ron.
Oh, there's Ron.
Right now.
Love you too, Ron. Love you, Ron.
See,
I'm your
why
disciple.
can't I
I'm
see
your
any of these
disciple. I'm your
messages?
disciple.
I can't
I'm your
see this
disciple.
stuff.
I'm your disciple. I'm your disciple,
Shut up,
Ron.
David.
Here.
What?
Oh, there we go. I see him now. It's
Yeah.
Ron. Hi, Ron.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You know,
And there's
so,
Lady V again. Hi, Lady
yeah,
V.
there you go.
I'm finally seeing the message.
Ronnie and Lourdes, it's so funny. Like Kirsty had some things that were going on for like Mass Paracon, so she shouldn't
I
come.
was not able to attend.
She was not able to get there, but we were sitting in front of some people of Caitlin Cox and Sean Cox, and I just leaned back to this guy and I go, "This is going to blow your mind," because I've seen it before.
Right.
I've seen it before.
Right.
And this is more advanced of how it was a year before, because Kristi, the year before we were there in the room, with Robert and Patty and Ron set it up to go, okay, check this out. And we're like,
I
what
was
is
totally
going
blown
on?
away.
You'd
Totally
be
blown
blown
away.
away now.
It
with
is.
stuff.
Oh yeah, and so
And
with what he was doing,
I was like, I've heard my name yelled many times in many different
I
scenarios.
bet you have.
But,
I bet you have. In many scenarios. Oh boy, I can imagine.
yes,
but
yes,
when it came
absolutely.
up on Ron's little device, I was totally floored. I was
Well,
totally
I don't
floored.
know if Lourdes wants to call it little.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, the big
little
box.
device.
The big box.
Listen,
I'll take that.
you're
I'm
not
sure.
allowed to call it a box anymore. It's a method. I've been scolded on that by Ron many a time.
Yeah.
It's a method.
It's a
And-
method.
Because what
And-
they do now is they took all the radio. There's no more
I
radio.
know. Anthony, I was there with you. I was there with you in the church. I was
It's
there with you in the church.
unbelievable. Yeah, that's what
I
they're doing
was
at the
there
church.
with you. It's absolutely incredible. And when I leaned back and I said to Sean, of like, this is going to blow your mind, and he goes, well, what are you talking about? I go, you have never seen anything like this, because you can have your IT experiences with the SB7, SB11, whichever one that you want. But when you hear this, and even Alicia, who was there, who came out from Vegas, and she connected with her past, and so many people that were just like up at the box of like when we finally kind of like dispersed, and everybody was up there just listening. Go ahead, Kristi.
No, I'm laughing at Anthony because it's not a box; it's a method.
It's a method.
No, I understand that. But they're up there, Anthony. Around the table or whatever.
I know.
And they're just hearing that, and how Alicia outside was so upset because she felt like she contacted, her ancestors of, because I mean, when you look at Alicia, and she's absolutely beautiful, but she has that really kind of stringent jaw of like an Aztec person or somebody. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
So it's one of those things. And when Alicia's like, I'm so upset, and I heard my ancestors, and that's the time of when I decided to really kind of talk to Ron and Lourdes, and I know how protective they are about what they're doing, and I know
so.
Yeah.
absolutely, Kristi. And it's the same thing of how how we know Carl Johnston or James Anito or Jeremy Leonard, of these demonologists, of what they've gone through.
Right.
And I want to understand what he's gone through and what Lourdes has gone through also, and really learn how to do it, to teach people about this if I'm able to, and if they allow me to do it. so I'm not here to just like, oh, I'm just going to sell it. And just like every event I go to, it's hearing this. I've even told Ron, like, dude, if you teach me, I will ask you if I'm allowed to like, promote this at that thing.
It's just a respect thing.
Sure, absolutely.
Bottom line, it's just a respect thing. I mean, you've got somebody that has worked really hard for something and has a belief in something that is so strong that you've got to respect their boundaries. You have to respect their workmanship, and you just don't want anybody getting their hands on that because
you're hitting the head.
The whole thing is with the thing is, it's not that they don't want to get people in. It's not as easy because I've been with them since they started.
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah.
Well, like a year after they started, I was with them, and I used to FaceTime me in New York to New Jersey, and I used once, twice a week, and we did it for a while. But what they got to it now, it's something totally different. It's like not as easy to show. Because it's many different programs on a computer, and they got this static. They got a generator that has white noise on it, and they're feeding that through. And white noise doesn't have any sound. There's no transmission coming in. There's nothing coming in. It's not a radio.
Yeah.
So they're feeding that through this thing. So it's a little hard to explain, and I know it's hard for me to explain, but they got different programs on it. And they're feeding all this white noise to it, and they're getting sounds and words out of it. So to teach it, it's like you have to know how to set everything perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I would never.
They can't just sell it because
I
different
would never
programs that are copywritten. So
I would never understand it. I know how to push a power button on and push the power button off. I know how to work.
It is so lucky that Kristi's actually on a computer right now. But go on, Kristi.
Yes,
that's what I told Austin Maynard. I was like, I'd never be able to put any of this stuff together. I have no clue.
Exactly. I understand concepts of things, but when it gets down to the nitty gritty of the electronics or the physics or the theoretical whatever behind something. No, just show me how to use it and what it's for, and then I can make it happen. But the best for me, a piece of equipment is myself.
Sure.
Is my intuition and my mediumships and my things that I do. That's the best thing for me. And to watch something like what Ron does is absolutely amazing.
She does not give enough credit to herself because she's absolutely incredible. She's look at her. She's shaking her head no.
But
and
here's
dude. Go ahead.
The coolest part of this is I like you, Kristi. Like I have psychic mediumship skills and I have physical psychic mediumship skills. But when you hear it here, that's one thing. But when you hear it the way Ron and Lourdes and Tony and Cherie have done it,
yes.
I've heard my mom's voice. Like my mom has come to visit me.
Yeah,
I've heard it here. But when she spoke
comes through
their ITC and I actually heard it here, I bawled my eyes out because that's the first time
I don't doubt it.
In 9 years.
I don't doubt it. And you know that sound. You know the voice. You knew.
Yeah.
And you could parallel it with what you were getting internally.
I literally jumped out of my chair because I had a memory here.
Okay.
This is something different.
Right.
Okay.
It was Maureen. And it had like a weird tone to it. It was so different. And I keep telling them it's like a telephone to the other side. This will be something that everyone can use someday where we can talk to anyone we want, like on a payphone or on a cell phone or whatever. What they're doing is so
and they don't know. They don't know what's happening.
It's what they've started with and within the last year or so, how it changed. And that's why I keep on telling Ron, I said, another, maybe 5 years, maybe you will be able to pick up something, say, "Hey, Ma, how you doing?"
Yeah.
Right.
And hear their voice. I mean,
Go ahead, Anthony. Please.
this is such amazing
It
thing.
it has changed so much in the year of when Kristi and I experienced it in a bedroom where 9 people were, and Patty Negri and everybody else was in there, and we're like, what is going on here?
It was crazy.
Because we've got our 7s and 11s, and our portals and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did that just say 8 people?
It was
I'm
totally
looking at
different.
Kristi, and I'm looking at Patty Negri and going, that just said 8 people. And
I kept laughing because I had had a couple of drinks. I'll be honest. I had a couple of drinks.
No, not you.
Yeah.
We all did, but it was so weird. And then like when I turned back and I turned to this person that I did not know, and I said, this is going to blow your fucking mind. And he goes, what are you talking about? I go, you've never seen anything like this, and this is not normal, so get ready. And that was Sean and Kadrin Cox, of then we spent the day in Salem with them and everything like that. But it's so I don't know how to describe it to people, but it's intense. You know what I'm saying, Anthony and Maureen? It's intense because it's right there and it's in your face.
It's not going to disappoint. That's the bottom line. It's not going to disappoint.
Yeah.
It's going to resonate with you somehow, some way.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say about it. I don't know the
like,
technology
how are
behind
you?
it, but all I can say is that even though with several drinks in me, I was totally floored, and I don't mean because of the drinking. I was totally floored.
Are you sure, Kristi? Are you sure?
Well, that was like 3 hours later.
I think that just amps up your emotions, so you were probably like even
Oh,
more.
I was
The thing is,
I was sitting right next to Patty, and Patty and I had both been drinking, and we were like we were rocking back and forth, going, "Oh, this is so much fun!
So much. I love her so much.
Fun!"
Oh,
and then all of a sudden, these were it kept saying Kristi. And then it was saying something else that resonated with another person, and then it was saying Lourdes. And how are you going to hear the word Lourdes unless it's meant to be? That is not a name.
And it says her name all the time.
Absolutely.
You don't hear that.
And that's where you just get floored. You go,
that's what I'm saying. I was totally floored.
Did it just say Lourdes? And
exactly.
And it's not a name you would hear on the radio usually,
Yeah.
It's not a name.
Oh no, Lourdes is broadcast 19 million times.
I only know one person with the name Lourdes, and it's her.
Yeah.
One person.
That's I call her Loki, because when I first met her, I couldn't remember the name Lourdes.
Okay.
I kept on saying her name. So one day he said Loki, and she loved it. Now her nickname is Loki, and she loves that name.
Yes,
I love it.
Loki, I gave her that name.
Such a sweetheart.
It's so great what they're doing, and I understand of how they're being very protective of it, and that's why I'm in talks with them of to learn how to do it and do it right, not the wrong way, the right way.
Right.
And Ron is very protective, and Lourdes is very protective, and I understand that, and I totally respect that. But it's absolutely incredible what they're doing, and there you go. Yeah,
Lourdes is on now too.
Yeah. It's I mean, I have nothing but great things to say about Ron and Lourdes. I mean, they're exactly.
They're okay.
Hearts.
We love them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed you this last Mascara Con. I couldn't share.
And they are just really, they are really like pushing
real people
forward. Yeah, they're pushing things forward of where we need to go.
They are the quintessential, what I would say, when people ask me about the paranormal and why I'm in it and what I enjoy about it, Ron and Lourdes are the type of people that make me appreciate and love
Absolutely,
and the
Kristi.
paranormal.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of people that really just make me want to
Mhm.
punch the shit out of them. And I want to tell them to shut the fuck up, you know. But it's
Hey
people
everyone.
like Ron and Lourdes
Hey
that
everyone. I have to have a bathroom break. Is that okay?
go
Can I go on a
ahead,
bathroom
We'll
break?
allow it.
Yeah,
Is that
you
okay? Okay. Don't make fun of my sweatpants. Okay.
Oh, shut up. Get
we'll
up.
try not to.
Get up and go, Bigfoot.
There's no holes in it. Look. Okay.
There we go.
This is like Congress. Time for a break.
Ron and Lourdes, we just did the New Jersey Para Unity. I was with them, and you know what's good about their Staticom is that people record. They tell them record,
Right.
and then people come back to them later on or sends them back and say, "I heard my mother's name." Or heard we had one case where the person, I think the brother was in like a motorcycle accident, and his name came through.
Wow.
You know, like the first and last name. So that's what's great about it. First and last names.
Yeah, you don't get that.
No,
You don't get that. No,
Yeah,
not at all. I mean,
I've
I've been doing this a long time, and I've heard some really crazy things come through on SB7, SB11, or I use various other things, but whatever they're doing is totally crazy.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. But they give paranormal a good name. So that's what I'm going to say about that.
I spend more time with them sometimes. You know, I consider them like my little brother and sister.
Right, right.
And I tell them that. And I protect if somebody gets a hard time, they got to deal with me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Kristi, while David's gone,
let's talk about him.
You're allowed to talk.
What's the secrets?
Ooh.
So tell us about the vampire world.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the vampire world. I've been in that for several years now. I love going to the Endless Nights vampire balls. They have them in Los Angeles, New Orleans, Tampa, Salem. It's absolutely a phenomenal group of people. They get together for events. They have amazing events. People that perform. The costumes are absolutely amazing. It's a lot of fun, and there are different stages of vampirism. There's people that are lifestyle vampires. People are just into the cosplay, but there's people that live a vampire lifestyle, and that goes to. If you're interested in that, you can look at the Black Veils by Father Sebastian. He's written several books about vampirism and how to live like a vampire in the modern world. So it's
what they serve there, like Bloody Marys?
Of course they do. They do have cocktails. They don't normally have some of the. It depends on where you go. Salem, they don't do shots. They have a drink called the Blood Bath.
Okay.
And it's a signature drink there, and you can get wine and beer, but they don't do shots. It just keeps down the camaraderie of people getting too drunk and getting out of control. Now in LA and New Orleans, total different ball game.
A little crazier there, huh?
Yeah, it's a little bit crazier, definitely.
It sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Oh, it's so much fun. The costumes are great. The people, you get so many different types of people there, so many from different walks of life that just come and embrace everyone, and it just, from what I remember, they're really fun.
Well, you have all kinds of people who are interested in vampires. They're not just, goth or emo or whatever into the paranormal world. There are lots of people who are really interested in vampires or werewolves or, whatever. Right. So you can technically have some, little blonde girl that you would never think of show up at something like that.
Right. Well, the thing of it is with Father Sebastian and the Black Veils, there's tenets that you kind of go by with your daily life, and kind of like, for lack of better, I guess you call it the 10 Commandments. It's tenets that you go by that are what make you into a vampire-esque type world. And I love his book. I've read it several times, and it's just something that I try to live by day. You have your day side and you have your night side, and they're totally separate. They're totally separate.
So is there like a blurred line at any point in time between day and night?
There is, but that's more for higher up in the hierarchy of vampirism. Okay. When you mesh the two together, I can't think of off the top of my head what that's called, but you're absolutely right when it does mesh together, definitely.
Yeah, I always was into, the show, the vampire. That was always my favorite. Ever since 1967, when I was watching Dark Shadows and Barnabas Collins,
right.
Before your time, but that's I got into the, I liked it since then. And
I've always loved vampire movies.
I mean,
I love it. I love the Vampire Diaries. I'm sorry, I love that series. Okay, so were you a Damon or a what's his name?
Stefan.
Which one
Damon,
were you?
Honey, Damon.
Yes. I'm a Damon girl too.
I watched the originals.
The original. I loved Klaus.
Yeah.
I loved Klaus.
Well, he was the bad guy, but he was cool.
Yeah, he was the bad. Well, I like the bad boys.
Same.
Hi, sorry.
I like the one that's half wolf and half vampire.
That was Phoebe Tonkin. That's her real name, but I can't remember her name. Haley. Yeah.
See, Jenny's team Damon. He liked the original. She was Elijah.
Oh, I loved Elijah.
Sorry, guys.
I did like Elijah.
My cats were being very unresponsive.
They were being catty.
Yes, and so was my bladder. So
that's okay. We were talking about vampirism.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Well, I'm a black swan. So.
You're a Black Swan.
Black Swan.
Oh yeah, you probably look good in that tutu, huh?
Well, a black swan is somebody.
Black Swan. I'm thinking about ballet.
No, not that. I do not have thorns coming out of my thing of when I'm pirouetting. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So Kristi,
I don't wear tutus. I wear like a 4/4.
Kristi,
a black
please explain.
Swan. There's two different. There's a black swan and a white swan in vampirism. A black swan is somebody that does not live the lifestyle, but they support the lifestyle. They're either a friend, a relative, a boyfriend, a girlfriend.
Okay.
And then a white swan is somebody that totally just chastises it and is against it.
Well, who wants them around?
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I have one of those in my household, and it really sucks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, it's my 86-year-old father. What am I supposed to do?
I was just going to say, well, then maybe they should leave the household, but I guess you can't do that.
I can't do that.
No.
I'm the black sheep, and he's the white swan.
I've always been the black sheep too, so I understand that.
So what do we want to get into? And I know I just kind of like jumped back into the conversation, and I know we've been having a really good time for a while.
Yeah, and I'm about to have to take a bathroom break.
Okay, well, you can do that, and then I will talk about your funny.
Everyone can take turns.
Yeah, we can talk about her now. Okay, Dave, go ahead, go.
Kristi,
Okay,
you gotta go real quick.
See if I can get out of my chair.
Can't wait to see your shorts.
No, you're
Yeah,
not seeing shit.
I guess we'll never know.
She's incredible. See that's why why we're together. So it's just really funny. So what do you guys want to get into? Let's talk.
How did you get into the paranormal? I read some of your bio. You were into it, then you stopped, and then you came back.
Yeah. So Anthony, it was really kind of predominant. In my younger life of where I was at of seeing things, of seeing my great grandmother and my grandmother going like, yeah, we have these things all over, and also kind of really seeing like I say, people's rainbows or their auras. And it was really kind of funny to like our friends, they were like, well, what is mine? And there wasn't anything out there, because there wasn't any internet of how this is or anything like that. But it's like, yeah, she has like red and purple all over her. And my grandmother would be like, what are you talking about? And I'd be like, no, it's just like this. And so then it kind of led to high school, college, just going through life and doing what I did. And then like kind of getting into the Northwest, and the Northwest is a really, really kind of freaky place. And if people, if they haven't been there, they don't understand what it is, because it is a damp and dreary place. Whether it be Seattle or Portland, or kind of working with the the Shanghai tunnels in Portland, or the undercity in Seattle, because Seattle is not the only city that was built on another city. Chicago claims to be the second city, but Seattle also had that, and there are tunnels under Seattle also that you can go around, and it's really scary down there. So I really started to really kind of get back into the paranormal of being up there, but it was very cliquey. It was really cliquey of like, well, you don't know this person and that person or the other. And so it kind of came down to of just like the code thing of with Kristi, and kind of really getting back into it with her, and with my background of radio and communications and things like that, of really kind of getting into what we're doing right now and talking. And fucking, let's be honest, man, we're talking into some of the really, really great places that you can investigate, because they are inviting us, and just having that thing. And it's, dude, Anthony, it's just really weird of when you meet somebody and they're your person of how can I say this? Because I don't want to piss off my wife, but I mean, she's my second wife. I would do anything for her.
More like spiritual type of thing.
Yes. Maureen, what do you think about that?
I believe that, you definitely have more than one soulmate. You know,
Okay.
and it doesn't have to be a spouse. It could be a work partner. It can be a friend. It can be a family member. It can be almost anything. And I don't think that a spouse needs to be hurt over that, because you can be talking to them about something totally unrelated. Maybe like within the paranormal field, maybe your spouse doesn't understand it, and you could be talking to whomever your podcast partner is, or your work partner, or whomever. Not everybody is like, this isn't their cup of tea, and because they don't understand it, you can't go to them and say, you're not going to believe what I experienced today.
Right.
Yeah. When you tell somebody like I just got choked, and after that
it wasn't in a good way.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say it. I don't care. See,
you gotta stop.
I do have a lot more in common.
It's one of those things of when you kind of really find someone, and it's something that I found with Kristi of how we just gel, it's here, and some people find that of whether it be with their spouse or something like that, or with their business partner, or whatever else. I mean, like, have fun. I don't care. Like, I don't care, whatever. But it's, I don't know, man. She's my Chris to my cross, and
Wow.
Does she make you jump?
Well, I don't have my clothes on backwards, so I can't do it right now. Okay. So, Maureen, if you want to go there, we can.
I'm very punny.
It's okay.
Ask Brian McAfee.
It's okay. But she's also very humble, and I am the same way of just being humble, and we love being on the show. And there you are, Kristi. Hi.
We gotta stop talking about it now.
I know. Sorry, Kristi. Bye.
My ears were ringing. Somebody was talking about me.
Yeah, I was talking about how glorious you are.
Oh, well.
Aww.
Yes.
He's such a sweet guy.
Oh, my Bubba. Oh, you're so there. I know. And with one mask and my earplugs and everything like that. So.
So what did I miss? What did I miss?
Oh, you missed nothing. You missed it's just of how we were like kind of talking of how I kind of got into the paranormal, and kind of got back into it, and kind of how like you got into the paranormal of I would see my great grandmother, and I kind of went away like in high school.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, I didn't get into the paranormal. The paranormal was already in me. It was already in me. I never just decided to go that route. It decided it for me.
Whose dog is that?
Not mine.
Where is that?
Not mine. I got into paranormal. It's like since I was 3 years old, I've been experiencing things.
Right.
I got older. I'm talking about back in the 60s, where you weren't allowed to talk about nothing. In an Italian family, nothing was supposed to be said.
Well, you think it's funny you say that, Anthony, because when I started experiencing it, it was like 75, 76. And my grandmother like always accepted it, but she said, don't say anything to anybody.
Yeah, like my mother and my grandparents, my grandmother. But the men, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I could talk to no one. Absolutely no one. I mean, I was already adopted. I didn't even belong to this family. I was adopted. And all of a sudden, they've got this weirdo kid that is totally the black sheep, totally different from the rest of the family.
Yeah.
That sees ghosts and can talk to shit.
Yeah.
No, I could talk to no one. And I didn't. I couldn't even, I mean, I'd go to family reunions and my cousins would sit at one table and I'd sit at another by myself. It was like,
Sure.
I never fit in.
Yep.
And I'm not saying I wasn't loved. I'm not saying that I was loved, but it was just like, I never fit in and I never had anybody to talk to about what I was seeing and why I was seeing it and what was wrong with me. I always thought something was wrong with me.
Same with me. I couldn't talk about I mean, I went through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and you couldn't talk to them and you always felt like there's something wrong with you. I grew up in a Catholic neighborhood.
Right.
And, and I went to Catholic school. So nobody would talk to me about anything.
Right.
So I couldn't talk about nothing. And my mother and they said, okay. But
I'm a recovering Catholic. My friend.
Yes, David's a recovering Catholic.
Okay.
Maureen, please do not put the cross on me, please.
That was more like
I couldn't talk to nobody, and it was really bad. And my mom, but I was always a loudmouth. So when I was turning about 13, I seen my first full body apparition. Before I was seeing shadows, people talk, her voice.
Right, right.
I got kicked out of Catholicism, so for asking questions. So they were like, "You can't do that."
So Anthony, you saw a full body apparition at 13. You said,
"Yeah." Where I grew up was nine cemeteries around my area.
Wow.
I have the.
Well, Kristi, do you remember like when we were driving like through New Jersey and stuff like that? And
there's cemeteries everywhere.
Yeah. So go on, Anthony. Go on.
So I was we were coming through the cemetery because to go from town to town over by Glendale, it was Glendale Mill Village. We used to shortcut through the cemetery instead of taking the bus all around and everything else. So we go through, and on the way back, the sun was about to go down, and the cemetery was closed at that time. And we, jumping fences and all that stuff, and walking through. As I'm about to go through the gate with my friends, it was about, I would say about 7, 8 of us, something like that. I was talking to one of my friends, and I seen a woman standing over a grave just beyond, like.
Shut the front door.
And she was like praying.
What?
And I seen her hair blowing.
Stop.
And her gown blowing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like,
no way.
I'm like, it goes to my friends, like, what's this lady doing? Because I thought it was a real person.
Sure.
And everybody looked, and it was like, it was gone.
Wow.
I could tell you her hair was red. I could tell you everything about her. That's how close it was.
But was she transparent? Could you tell once you thought about it, could you tell that she was probably a ghost?
Well, after she wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Was she see-through or part see-through, part solid?
No, she was all solid.
That's incredible.
But then she just disappeared.
And I just turned to my friends like, look at what's this lady? Because it's a closed cemetery. Usually women, older women are not in that. Kids jump the fence, cut through the cemetery, and go home back and forth. But there was a solid woman there.
Gone?
And I was like, I turned to my friends, check her out. They all turned, and I was like, oh shit, she's gone. There's no way she could have jumped behind anything because it was an open field.
That's awesome.
Cemetery, and it was all little graves. So.
Dude,
this gets even weirder. Now, this is where people think I'm a little nuts. That night I go home, and I have a dream of that woman telling me to come back.
I don't doubt it. Okay? Because she was probably trying to communicate.
She contacted you? She contacted you again?
She knew that you saw her. She knew that you saw her.
I went back the next day.
What happened the next day?
I told two of my friends that I'm going back, and I said, "You're not going to the cemetery by yourself at night." So I said, I'll go. I was more curious, and I just wanted to see So I went to the cemetery and they were following me. And it led me, and I walked up this hill. And because it showed me like there was an old church in that cemetery that burned down. So it was just the remains left, the ash, the stones and everything lying around. So I went up the hill towards that church because that's where I seen her in my dream.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going up the hill, and it's a little dirt road and old graves because the cemetery is there since the 1800s. It's an old cemetery.
Right.
So I'm going up this hill, and I had a bad feeling. I told my friends, "You guys stay here. I'm going to continue." No, we're going to go. As I said that, a tree branch fell between me and them.
Wow.
What?
It just fell right down. So they said, "You're on your own." And they ran away.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
That's insane.
So I'm like, okay, here I am.
You still started going in a cemetery?
In the cemetery. Yeah, well, I grew up around 9 cemeteries. So
no, I understand that, but dude, there's a tree branch that just like went boom.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a sign.
And you're like,
That's a sign. Yeah. It's a sign.
Maureen.
You're an idiot. Go back. I walk up into the middle of this church. Yeah, I was 13. I was nervous, but I was curious and I was stupid.
Sure.
Now you don't want to run away, and your friends like, "Oh, you're a coward."
Oh, so, I run away all the time. So.
David's a runner.
He
will run, and I'm the one that will run too.
Yeah,
and David will be the one
Kristi
that runs.
was so impressed me of in Texas that I didn't run away, and I actually went towards of where the bump was of going outside, and she was like, "Finally." She's like, "Finally, you didn't fucking run away."
So I get to the middle of this church, and I feel cold hands like on my back. Something pushing me. So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I go to where it's pushing me, and I stop. It was like there was a grave there. It said the name Mary on it.
Oh.
Bloody Mary.
So I don't remember the rest
Bloody
of it.
Bloody Mary.
Stop it. He's telling a story. Stop it.
It's good. And so I see the name. I was like, okay, now I had enough. Now this is when I start running.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. So I start running because, and I'm running at top speed and I run out of breath. I stop. Yeah, because the cemetery is huge. These cemeteries in Queens are freaking
a little bit.
Are very large
I'm like,
they are very large.
The grave, the same grave I just ran from, was right next to me. It said Mary on it.
They are very large places.
Okay, well, it said Mary on it. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm like, okay, this is it. I just ran from this grave, and now it's here. So I ran again. I stop again, and I see the same freaking grave. So I'm like, this is it.
Oh my God.
I heard my friends start calling me, and I start calling back, and I just went to where they were.
Right.
And I left. So after that, Ron, I'll tell you what Ron's saying that.
Oh, that's what I called
you. Meatball.
I called him that.
Okay. And
that's so incredible.
I started calling her Mary because I did go back to that cemetery years later, and I went to where she was, and they were all children's graves.
Okay.
Wow.
Like 1918, I think that's when they had the influenza flu.
Okay.
Back then, children died. They didn't bury with their parents.
Flu.
That's right.
That's
right.
They buried them. They buried the children all by themselves in the cemetery, and that was all children's graves. So this woman was praying over a child's grave. Okay.
It was her child. It was her child.
So that was my first real experience. After that, that's when I grabbed my dowsing rods.
Okay.
And I started going to cemeteries at nighttime. Dowsing rods, a Boy Scout compass.
Yeah.
Right.
That was my EMF meter.
Right.
Not that I didn't really know that much. And a big ass 35 millimeter camera with this big light on it that when you hit the flash, boom, it lit up the cemetery.
Yeah. It's all lit up. Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't know what I was doing, but that's when I started.
No shit, Maureen. the Goonies.
It's so funny.
The Goonies, yeah.
That-
Hey, you guys.
yeah.
You guys.
Hey, you know what?
Tell
You know
me
what?
the
You know what?
is
I lived in Oregon and I've been to that house. So stop.
Hey, do you know they were
We
trying
have-
to sell that house for
It's already been sold. The person is turning it. The person is turning it into a museum. The person that had it before was not too happy with what people were doing.
well, people were trying to come by and see
Yeah.
it. And
The
house was that?
person
I'm sorry,
the
I didn't hear
person
that.
that owns the house beside it is the same house that Data came out of when he was like kind of like going through and they opened the door and stuff like that. But it's also the house that was in Kindergarten Cop, I think it was.
yes, you're
Yeah.
right, David. You're
Yeah.
right.
So
So
that's the same one. And
Yeah.
when you go down the street, there's a school right on top of the mountain where Kindergarten Cop was also filmed. So
So now the house is going to be a museum.
the house is going to be a museum, so people can go up like on the porch and do the truffle shuffle and yeah. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Kristi. Thank you again. There you go. So, what do you guys want to know about OHL? I mean, I know we've been kind of like talking about
Just gabbing.
just like different things, but can we kind of talk about ourselves for a little bit?
No, we cannot talk about ourselves. I want to talk about Maureen and Anthony.
Okay, well, let's go. Okay,
It's-
Kristi, you do it. Do
No,
you want to start the
yes,
interview, or do
yes,
you want
come
me to? Maureen, welcome to our Haunted Lives, and Anthony, welcome to our Haunted Lives. I know.
No, we want to talk about
I know we are doing this kind of like I know it's kind of thing, but Maureen, give us kind of like a little bit of background in Anthony.
David, this is
Yes.
not our show. You need
Oh
to
shit!
stop.
No, you said to take over, Kristi.
Not our show.
This is a show about a show about a show.
Joe, this is we're doing something here. We just
What?
thought- What?
No, Kristi. What?
What?
I
I
did
don't
not
know,
know
David.
that.
Where's
You
Nightbot?
guys go. You guys do investigations.
Did that sound good though?
It did sound good.
It kind of sounded good.
Yeah.
You know,
It did sound
and
good.
then
No, we've
I'd
been
be
trying
like,
to,
my
get
name is
people-
David Taylor, and this is Kristi G. VamPara. Kristi, how are you?
Yeah, well, I think we need to hand it back over to
Yeah,
Maureen.
yeah,
and
yeah.
Anthony.
So sorry.
We've been gabbing, but we're putting information. We're trying to put information in here.
We're trying to get something going here. But
What do you want to know about us? Because we had some really good experiences also, just like the both of you.
You
And-
just talk
I was
too
about to
much.
ask you that. But since I mean, I know you guys been to a lot of places. I mean, have you been to one place that, like,
The Conjuring House.
the Conjuring?
Oh, well, I mean,
What's,
you
okay,
know,
so what's your favorite? What's your creepiest experience together?
Well, the Conjuring House was
Together?
talking about.
together. Really?
Together would have to be at Texas just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us.
Haunted Hill.
On
No,
a
I'm
hill
not going
house.
to take this shit, Lady V. Smackdown, let's go.
Um, So-
Haunted Hill House in Texas just a couple weeks ago.
So Texas was a thing that was put together by Natalie Jones and Patty Negri,
Okay.
and it was with a great group of girls with Sarah Garcia, Alicia Gutierrez, Kristi, Natalie, and Patty. And
We're
and
called
I,
the Ghost Hunter Girls.
yeah, the Ghost Hunter Girls. And I was going to say that, Kristi, but if
Well,
you
I
went
beat
to-
you to it.
No, it was I was
You just didn't get there quick enough for me.
it was incredible enough for me to be invited as a special guest. So when I met all these girls, what I do is what I tell everybody, and they kind of
You
laugh.
cry.
No, I look down and look for quarters and pennies.
Order.
Look for quarters.
Okay, okay, what are we doing here?
But it was an absolutely amazing investigation.
I cannot tell you what happened there, but go ahead, Kristi.
It was an amazing investigation. We get together once or twice.
And this is not
year.
even the first night. This
No,
is the second night.
exactly. Ghost Hunter Girls is a group of girls that get together once or twice a year, and we do major events for people to come out. That we go to very known haunted locations.
Okay.
And I am very fortunate to be a part of that group. We were at Haunted Hill House about a month ago, and
Mineral Wells, Texas.
Yes, Mineral
Wells, Texas.
Where the famous Baker Hotel is, if anybody recognizes that.
The middle of nowhere. The middle of nowhere.
Right, it's the armpit. It's a badger's armpit.
yeah, for sure.
But the place is one of the most haunted locations that I have ever been in, and I have been in numerous haunted locations, famous haunted locations. This place, it totally took me by surprise. Some of the best evidence that I have ever had was during in the middle of, we were just in one person's room, and I started getting I kept getting flooded.
We don't even have to go there first. We have to talk about what happened first.
Well, don't interrupt me when I'm on a roll.
And you thought 2 hours was too long.
Yeah, I'm on a roll here, and he's interrupting me. It's like okay,
he's talking about something that happened on like a Saturday night instead of like what happened.
I'll talk about my thing. You can talk about your thing. Anyway.
Mine show we got 2 hours, by the way. Just to let you know.
Talking about your things.
Right. No, it was just now David's thrown me all off now.
No, go ahead. Stop. Don't be like that. That's not fair.
But we were in one room, and it was supposed to be a doctor's room that had done a lot of abortions or taken a lot lot of babies.
So it was Jacob's room.
Okay, thank you. Jacob's room.
Yeah.
And they had sold babies out of this location. And I knew nothing about the location, but I started getting babies. And that's all I was seeing in my head, and I couldn't get it to stop. And before you know it, there's like the loudest bangs, and we're talking not one, not two, not three. We're talking 4.
Boom, boom,
boom, right on the top of the ceiling.
Yes.
When I started talking about babies.
Mm-hmm.
And this spirit had already attacked me once before. It stabbed me in the back. And and I knew that it was a male entity that didn't want me in there. He didn't want me in there. And we got it all on video. We got every bit of it on video. And the crazy thing, David runs outside to see if there's anything on top of the roof. Of course, there's nothing on top of the roof. But at the same time, we had Natalie and Patty Negri up on the second floor
getting the same thing, but in a positive note. Yes.
They were wanting positive because there was a deaf man that was in one of the groups.
Yeah, Jonathan. He was deaf, and he wanted to feel something to be able to see if
they were there.
Yeah.
So to them it was a spirit giving a loud enough bang for him to feel a vibration.
Wow.
Yeah.
But for us down on the first floor, it was terrifying.
And Kristi is not telling half the story here. She's telling the story.
We only have 2 hours.
It's okay. We still have 20 minutes. So
another hour if you want.
So with Jacob's room, when we were going in there, we had two different groups, and Kristi, you can agree with this or not agree with this. So it was negative downstairs.
Yes.
And we had this from the first point of when we went into the house.
Yes.
Because we were here, we were doing this, and the first thing that every one of us did is went to the scratch room. And it's where, obviously like Sam Bass or things like that. And I've worked with Patty Negri a lot, and Chrissy has also. And I've seen a face from Patty Negri that I've never seen in my life before.
Oh, she got jumped. Patty got jumped by one of the spirits, and she looked at me like she wanted to kill me.
Absolutely.
She gave me a look of, I am about to slit your throat.
Absolutely.
And it was
so sweet.
scary.
And
Yeah,
so
it was
this is what Kristi is not talking about Hill House, because
but there were so
Hill
many things to talk about.
I know Hill House is not fun. So we're there on a Thursday. Our event is on a Friday, and we have like a VIP thing and then the investigation. But so these girls go inside and they're doing this, and Natalie is in Thomas's room and things like that. And they put me outside in this room that used to be a porch, but
made it into a room.
Made it into like a bedroom. And so they have I read the paper the day after, but there is somebody outside, a shadow figure that kind of walks around.
I was going to say that made me so sick when you said that about the porch.
Yes. And hear this because it just coincides with everything that was going on there. And it's so awesome. Hill House is awesome. I don't think it's scary. It's just things. So I would hear.
No, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I would hear this like dink, 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 and I'm like, is that the air conditioner? Because they have an air conditioner, and I was like, ding, 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 and I turned over on my right hand side, and everything is bigger and brighter in Texas, so the moon is extremely bright in Texas, and I. Fuck, man, like I'm gonna cry right now. Like this thing that I saw outside that was looking through the blinds was not a very nice thing. and so I go, well, that's kind of fucked up. And I turned over onto my left hand side so he didn't have to see the windows anymore.
He turned the lights on.
Well, that wasn't until the next night. Okay, I
slept with the lights on.
Well, the second night I slept with the lights on, but the first night I was like, okay, so we're gonna do this, and then it was funny because like I tried to go inside to the house, Kristi, and the door, like the outside door, was locked, right? And I was like, and finally I'm just sitting here going like I'm watching TikTok and calling my wife. And finally he's like, Natalie, are you up? And she's like, we've been up for like 3 hours. I go, fucking open the door. I'm scared to death. And then I get inside and fucking Kristi and Alicia have put down fucking baby powder. Right, and there's two left feet. It's not a right foot and a left foot. It's
two left feet. Left feet, and
on
the
baby
feet
powder.
are pointed.
And we were watching the video.
Feet.
We are watching the like this place is wired. There are cameras in every room. Every room.
And nothing.
We went back and looked to see if Alicia and I, might have. I knew it wasn't my foot because I wear a size 6, and this was more like a size 8 or 9.
Dude, it's not her. She had black socks on. She had black socks on.
It's a foot, but they were. It was the toes were really pointed, like if somebody, you know, the shoes that
It was
women
2
used
left
to
feet.
wear back in
Listen,
like
she's being
the
nice. It was
1800s.
It was 2 left feet.
And they made the toes curl.
Yes, it made the toes point.
Ugh.
That's what it looked like, and it was 2 left feet.
And Natalie was talking about the person walking up and down the stairs, and yes, she did survive in like Toby's room, and she's the first person to kind of do that. But there were so many things going on with that.
So
and then
did she sleep or did she just stay up all night?
I don't think she actually got much sleep.
I think Natalie is connected to that house in some way.
She's been there so many times that she's
I
got
was going to ask that.
Yeah. She's been there so many times that she's connected with the spirits there.
And so we move forward to the event of when things happen, and it was my first psychological scar of I got choked there. I got choked.
Yeah, he did.
That night?
It was in the shadow person's room, and Mikey was in the tub of where it was the murder suicide of the husband and wife. And when he got out, and I had the tri-field meter, and Kristi is so nice to let me use this, but it wasn't on 0 to 3, it was on 0 to 100. And it was spiking.
It kept spiking big
it
time.
Was spiking.
Tri-field meters do not spike. It takes a lot for them to go off.
I'm being honest to you, and just like I was telling them, like, it's 100, and they're like looking at me going, what are you talking about?
You could see the choke marks around David's neck.
Were they small hands?
No, it was big. It was big.
It was
and the thing of it is when we first got there, intuitively things that I were picking up on was choking.
Yeah.
Choking. David got choked, and I ended up choking.
Yeah, she got choked also. Absolutely.
And I didn't have any hands on my throat or anything like that. It was just like something was restricting my windpipe. But it was right when all those bangings were happening, when I was picking up on all the dead babies. And I don't think
really weird and after that of that banging having like coming on, and I can send you the video. I have the video of just like upstairs of like what Kristi was saying. Is it was a great glorious thing of helping Jonathan. Of, can you do something for Jonathan because he can't hear? So can you make a noise or bang something, And so with that one upstairs, it was like, this is glorious, but downstairs
it was terrifying.
What we were going through, it was violent.
Yes,
violent.
So when it happened, is right when I got.
Is it something negative? Is it, you don't know?
We don't know, because the way we look at it was the doctor getting angry because I was picking up on all the babies that he killed or sold or whatever, because that's when I got choked and I had to go outside and I couldn't breathe.
I had that
upstairs. They were like, "Oh my gosh,
this is the most incredible thing ever."
Yeah, they did it. So
Jonathan weird.
Feel the vibration. So they thought it was a.
I'll send you the video. I'll totally send it to you. I mean, I know it's put together by Mudrat of
Texas.
In Texas, but it's exactly at the same time. And seriously, because when we heard it, we went outside to make sure, because Hill House is kind of known. Okay, so we wanted to make sure that there wasn't somebody like throwing something, and there's nobody around. And so then I went upstairs, and Nata's like, "Did you hear that?" And I go, "Yes." And she goes, "It was so glorious." And I go, "No, it wasn't."
No, it wasn't.
Whatever's there has her completely snowed. Like,
we were in completely two different places.
It was so weird,
but you can see on the video, you can see the terror
you can
in
hear
our faces.
Kristi goes like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, I always cuss, so I'm like,
No, it's
"What
okay.
the
It's okay.
fuck?"
No,
You know?
like, when you hear something like that, you're allowed to say something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it kind of goes of so Kristi was sharing a room with Alicia, and so I'm in my own little palace, and literally, like, I'm not joking, I slept with the fucking lights on because I did not want to see anything looking at me through the window,
I don't blame you.
and I didn't want to do it. And still Anthony, still I was hearing like little things of just like, "Argh." And Anthony, there is nothing on top of that room. There's nothing.
And yeah, and you're still hearing stuff going.
Yeah, things are being dragged. Things are being that, and I woke up the next day going like, "How was your guys' night?"
I actually slept really good. I
Of
had a
course you did.
15
Of course
foot
you did.
I had a 15-foot clown on top of me. Um,
You should see this place.
yes,
It
it's
is.
a
Oh
room
my
that has
god!
all these toys, but there's a 15-foot clown with a really creepy face on it
It is
that I
so
slept right
incredibly
underneath of.
scary. It's so incredibly scary. Of like, I'm glad I'm not sleeping.
Hey,
in this
I
room.
can sleep in the Conjuring house, and I can stay at Bobby Mackey's. I
Doesn't
can
matter
stay
about
any
that.
place.
Yeah, then you're pretty good.
I mean,
God.
did you get any good AVPs? You listen to any EVPs?
So
Anything like that?
we weren't doing
Like
any
a
of
camera?
that stuff. So it was more of like a public thing.
Okay.
We did get the Big Bang, and I know some people were trying to take EVPs, but I think everybody was, and
For some
Kristi, like,
reason, David, for some
people.
reason, it's really weird though that we didn't do EVPs because I am big on EVPs.
Yeah, I
But
just
for some
think
reason,
people were
this
stepping on each
place,
other.
it had so much activity that
Yeah,
we never got around to
yeah,
doing the
yeah.
EVPs because we had I had my Phasma box going. We were
Wait,
doing the Estes method. We were
yeah,
doing dowsing rods,
yeah,
and there was so much that it was without fail that we just didn't have time to get around to doing
yeah,
EVPs.
yeah.
Did you have
So
cameras going at the time?
yes, we had
Well,
cameras.
you got audio on the cameras. You can listen for EVPs on there.
Yeah,
That's why
Well,
I get a lot of mine.
right,
yeah.
right.
We can look at all.
I didn't have
Yeah.
the camera,
Well,
but somebody else.
we can talk to Mudrat and see if anything's there, Kirsty, because he was
Well, if he
there
looks
during that
through
time.
it, yeah, if he looks through it.
How
Yeah,
did
yeah.
your Estes method go?
Estes went
Well,
really
we were having
good.
newbies do it. So
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you're on the thing, you have them do it, and it's not the same if you have somebody that has some sort of trained
sure,
ear.
Right, right.
Mhm.
they
You
were
try to
doing
tell them
they were
to
doing
just spit
good though,
out.
Chrissy, weren't they? They were doing really well.
Well, there was a couple of them. I just try to tell them spit out whatever you say, even if it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah,
say it. Just say it. Just say it.
Mhm.
And sometimes people just try a little bit too hard.
yeah.
And and maybe a little scared to speak out as
Yeah, that's what I
because,
think a lot of it is.
but like I
Chrissy,
said, it was a paid event for people to come
she's
and
being
see
nice right now. She's
Paranormal.
being nice. She really contacted with a younger person of that contacted with his grandfather.
Yeah, I
And
did help. I did help
really
a
tried
guy
to
with
let
his
him
grandfather.
know
That's
about
sweet.
what was going what is going on afterwards. And so, Christy, listen, you're incredible. Okay. And you have this incredible ability. And what you did with that young person is help him understand of what's there. So please tell your story. I mean, if you want to. I
Uh,
mean,
His
I know it's personal, but
his
yeah.
grandfather was worried about addiction, and he was worried about him going down the wrong path. And
Mhm.
that's what I was picking up on, and it was coming through on the Estes. It was coming through on
Yeah.
whatever my abilities are, and after the investigation was over, I talked to him and I said, "Your grandfather, he just he loved him and he cared about him so much, and he was just worried about the path that he was going down.
Yeah.
And some of the addiction, and I didn't really get into what the addiction was. I just relayed what I was getting.
Yeah.
And he was very grateful. It was a very
It's why she
beautiful
is such a
thing.
great soul. That's
Yeah.
why she is such a great soul, because
Great.
she identifies with tons of things, and what she can give to people is absolutely incredible. So,
Yeah.
Kristi, I love you.
Love you.
That's amazing, Kristi.
Thank you,
When you
Maureen.
give people closure, it's the best feeling when you could do something
Sure.
like that.
Right.
Give
Right.
them some sort of closure, and they're overwhelmed. They're so happy, and just that is decided.
Mhm.
It gives you that satisfaction that you're helping.
Sometimes it's personal, and sometimes I do have a hard time talking about it sometimes, because I second guess myself a lot. But it is a beautiful feeling when you have somebody that you can connect with, and you can reach out to and give them closure on something that is close to their heart. And
Mhm.
it's really it makes me feel good to be able to help somebody sometimes. And I can't always do it, but when I do it, it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
You're still a great spirit for doing it, even when you can, and that's why everybody loves you.
Oh.
Virtual hug.
More hugs. Hey.
It's just one of those great things that Kirsty has of whether it be for a full-blooded person, or somebody who's not full-blooded, but she is able to help a lot of people. I just can't say enough great things about Kristi G. VamPara.
Would you stop it?
No, I can't. Can't.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Fucking incredible, dude. Whatever.
I need a shot.
No, it's just one of those things of when somebody is they just have these great skills, and it's
There's so many people
what
out
does
there
my
that
wife
have
think about Kristi?
beautiful
My
things like
my
that.
wife loves Kristi. Why?
Oh
That's
well, I love your
kinda
wife.
weird. No, I mean, just Lady B Elements said, "What's your wife think about Kristi?" I don't know, Kristi. What does Katie think about you?
I don't know, but I love Katie.
Yeah, yeah. So, fucking whatever, yeah.
How
It's
could you
okay.
not love Kristi?
Oh, gee, thank
No,
you.
She's got the best
absolutely.
energy
No,
ever.
and I know she's laughing about it. It's just one of those. It's just one of what?
What did somebody write something?
He said, "Oh, good, y'all ever hunt in a 3?"
No.
What?
No.
Wait, did she mean
I
that?
mean, you hunt with your. Yeah, I mean, all
Did
three.
you ever
No.
go?
Oh no! I
So what
wish
you want?
I wish Katie would come on an investigation with
Katie
us.
will
That would
not come on a ghost hunt.
Is she not involved? Is she not involved in the paranormal? Does she not?
She accepts what Kristi and I do and supports everything about it, but it's kind of like the same thing of with Kristi in vampirism. I support what she does, but I'm a black swan, so she can go this way there. The one thing I do want to do is I do want to go to like a vampire ball in like New Orleans and just fucking have a really
That'd
good
be awesome in New Orleans.
it's awesome. They just had it on Halloween. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
and just to really kind of experience that and just be like kind of like, okay, this is really cool, and then just like, oh, okay, I'm not a vampire, because I just want to sit back of like Maureen, like you and I were kind of talking about, of like let's sit back and
just go, ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
And Kristi will be going, wow.
I'm a vampire.
I'll be jumping around with you too.
And we'll see Patty, and we'll just be back here and just kind of like going like, wow.
Kristi will be hissing at people with
Pretty
her teeth.
outrageous. Did you just see that, Maureen? And she'd be like, "Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Okay.
Drinks, please. Absent.
Yeah.
Absent. Oh, see, Maureen, you are channeling vampirism right there, because absent is the drink of the vampire.
Oh, see, there you go, Maureen. There you go.
Fairy. It's the green fairy. So there you go.
You know, and it's just one of those things of yeah, no, she does not like to experience anything scary or something like that. So she will not go to St. Albans. I will with Kristi, but she's gonna be like, what the fuck is this place? You know,
my wife's the same way. She won't go on investigations with me. She's not into it.
No.
And Laura is like the sweetest woman on the planet. And she's like, hi, welcome. Please come in. Would you like
I know. But you know, the Domino's Pizza guy will not come in to St. Albans. He won't do it.
Now, my husband, on the other hand, he's like, where's the vampire costumes? Let's get tea.
Oh,
Let's go
no.
over it.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny of like what we were talking about earlier of what would I dress as if I went as a black swan. So I would kind of have my hair down, almost like in a John Wick kind of thing, and the gray beard, and I think like the black suit, and just going in. Suit. Yeah, going in at 6'7", and people just looking, going like, "Holy shit!"
And I wear the stilettos, and
I know, yeah. And you go off on your glorious self, and have a great vampire time. And I'm just like,
I don't even know what I would wear.
I'm like the security guide for the vampire bowl.
You're the one that collects the money.
I'm not the security guide. So.
Sit back and collect the money.
Yeah,
like you did in New York.
Did you just drain another person? Fuck.
I did.
And it's a Roy Kent Ted Lasso. Fuck.
It's not great. Do what?
Are you an energy vampire or?
Yeah. Well, okay. There's a difference.
Not on purpose.
Like New York and New Jersey, I know it's a difference.
They're energy vampires are people that can be very detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual modern vampire does feed off of energy, but they're not an energy vampire. There's a difference. An energy vampire is somebody that will drain you. When you're around them, you feel like, oh my God, I just need to sit down. I'm so tired. Mm-hmm. That's an energy vampire. But a modern vampire, there's very few sanguine vampires. It's a very small percentage of people that think they have to drink blood. It's more of you. It's like going to a concert and feeding off of the energy of the concert, going to a sporting event, feeding off the energy of the sporting event. Mm-hmm. That is what I feed off of, is the energy. It gives me the atmosphere. Exactly. But I don't ever feed off of anybody that doesn't know that I'm doing it or doesn't say that it's okay for me to do it.
You need permission.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she does not feed off me. So
no, I don't feed off David.
Nope.
He eats too much garlic.
You're such an asshole. Fuck you.
So I got no worries about that. You know, with Italians, all we do is eat garlic.
I'm not Italian. I'm Irish.
Oh. You eating garlic? Don't you guys just boil your food or something like that?
What? No. But the Irish? Oh no!
I grew up in a neighborhood that was half Irish, half German.
We have come many years and done some really good things.
Hey, but I love garlic.
I will tell you one thing, Anthony. we have copied your food and we love your food. So there you go. Okay.
Everybody likes Italian food. It's like everybody.
Yeah, it's not too bad, man. I mean, I mean, you can go up north, you can go down south, you can go in the middle, and
Or you can get the hell out.
pretty good. Yeah. Well, I mean, I like down south of like fish and a little bit of noodles and things like that. Other than like the middle of Italy and stuff like that, and you can go to northern Italy and look at people like me, and you'll be like, You're Italian, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm blonde hair, blue eyed. So
Yeah, I got green eyes. I know.
I know, but you know what
I was Irish.
Yeah, it's just
I'm adopted. I'm a mutt.
And I also can boil potatoes, Anthony. Okay, so there we go.
I've been kidding. I grew up in an Irish neighborhood, so I love my corned beef and cabbage.
Oh, yes.
I love Guinness.
Sauerkraut. I hate sauerkraut.
I love it. I love it. And I love Guinness.
I can't do it.
And I can pour a true Guinness pour, Anthony.
With the whole.
Yes. I can do the true Guinness pour on a beer.
Well,
you're better than most bartenders.
She was talking about sauerkraut, and that's boiled cabbage. And
no, he was talking about Guinness.
I cannot stand cabbage. Sorry, can't do it.
Love it.
Hate it.
Love it.
No, well, Maureen, you and I are on the same page. It's just something that which was in our staple as a house of when I was growing up. So I would come home and just smell it and go, fuck.
Yeah, well, it does have that stink smell.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get out. I've got to get my father into bed.
Love everyone. We're out.
Is there anything else you needed to ask from me? I'm so sorry, but I take care of my elderly father, and I've got to get him in bed.
No, that makes you a saint, and we love you for that too.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
So
okay, stay around. Kristi's going to get off, but stay around after we get off, so I can say thank you. Okay.
Well,
okay, Kristi,
this was
great meeting you, and I'll probably see you at a couple of the Paracons.
Oh, I hope so. I definitely hope so.
I was at the mass one, so.
Right, and I missed that because of my father. He broke his hip, so I had to miss that one.
We love you.
So, but I look forward to meeting you, Anthony and Maureen, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on tonight.
Absolutely,
I've had an amazing time. I really have. So,
everyone, went by quick.
VamPara.
Good night. Thank you for coming.
Thank y'all so much.
Right.
Love you guys.
Kristi, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, honey.
Yeah.
Okay, so
are we still live? Are we still live, or are we backstage?
Still live.
No, and then we could talk amongst ourselves. So everyone, that was Kristi VamPara, and we're going to bid adieu also to David Taylor. But we're going to stick around.
Can I say one thing, Maureen, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I say one thing? If you notice on the marquee behind me, it says it's okay not to be okay. I just want to give awareness to people of if you're not okay, it's okay to talk to somebody about it. And you can call 988. There's a lot of other things that you can do, but there are a lot of people that are going through mental health issues, like myself and everyone else. Okay, so it's okay not to be okay. You're not the only person.
That's very true. Thank you for that, David.
Okay.
So again, David Taylor, Kristi VamPara from Our Haunted Lives on ParaFlixx. Thank you guys for being here, as always. I'm Maureen Grudzinski. This is Anthony Simonelli, otherwise known as
Mr. Fuhgeddaboudit. Have a good night. Listen, be safe out there. We're looking for ghosts. Don't want to be a ghost. Have a good night, and thank you. Oh, by the way, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, we won't be here on Thanksgiving, so we'll see you the following week.
We're going to eat out turkey, and we want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. So, and we'll see you the following week.
Correct.